welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button before we get into it. I'm gonna be showing you guys how to get this everyday makeup look that I do all the time. It's really, really simple. It shouldn't take you more than like 15 minutes. What is wrong with these? There we go. Let's light this candle so that we can get into this. I wanted to do kind of my hair is crazy today, get ready with me, because I feel like I kind of found the makeup look that really works for me. So a lot of you guys asked to see it and asked what I do, so that's what I'm gonna show you today. The first thing I normally do is I go in with the LA Girl Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer, color Porcelain. It's kind of orangey for porcelain. I don't think that's the right name for this color. But I usually just draw a little triangle right here on both sides. And then I'll draw a little dot, and a line. I look crazy, but you're gonna keep this, like, you're gonna let it dry for a little bit, so you're not gonna blend it right away. While I'm letting it dry, I will normally do my eyebrows. The first thing I'm gonna do is brush them up really well, because I wanna see where the bottom line kind of my eyebrow is, if that makes sense. I'm gonna go in with, this is like my holy grail since I was in literally maybe middle school. Like, I've had this forever, maybe high school, I don't know. It's the Dip Brow Pomade in Ash Brown. So go in with their brush. I don't know which one this is because I've had it for so long, but it is also by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I normally don't press very hard because the Dip Brow Pomade has the tendency to be a little strong and pigmented. So you wanna have a very light hand with this product. But normally what I do is I'll do the bottom line first and then fill in where it's a little sparser on the top. Now, I don't wear eyebrow makeup every day because I just don't feel the need to, but sometimes, and you're gonna blend as you go, by the way, sometimes it's nice to fill them in and have them looking neat. I'm doing little tiny brush hair strokes at the front and then blending. I used to cut my eyebrow hairs with little scissors to make them neat, but I haven't groomed my eyebrows since before quarantine now, so they're pretty unruly, but I really like that look. Okay, now we're gonna do the other eyebrow and just doing the same thing as before, going underneath the line and then filling in where it's sparse at the top while still using the spoolie. So then after you've kind of filled them in and you're happy with it, I actually like to use this as brow gel a lot because it really, really, really holds those hairs. So this is the Got To Be Ultra Glued Invincible Styling Gel. This is obviously not for your eyebrows, it's for your hair. Take a little dollop and a clean spoolie. Be careful because it can obviously move the product that you already placed on your brows. Making sure that the hairs on the front are super brushed up. Like, they look so different. And then that's when I start messing them up because I try to make them look identical. But they really don't have to look similar. Like, I don't know who came up with that. I normally like wipe the excess because even though you can't really see it, the gel always does kind of transfer. So I wipe the excess kind of as if you're like concealing around your brow, but just wiping it off. And you can go back and kind of fluff them if you feel like certain hairs were pushed down by that. Now they should have dried substantially. I actually learned this tip from Jackie Aina a long time ago. For some reason, when you let your concealer dry a little bit before going in and blending, it really, really gives you that coverage. I don't know if this trick works with every concealer because I've only ever tried it with this one. I mean, like, she's awake. I normally take some of the excess off before I blend. Right now, I'm a little bit sunburnt, so it doesn't match completely well, but we're just going with it. We're just gonna go with it. I only really wear concealer or any sort of face makeup around my nose. Don't really care about my acne showing. I know I've talked about that a lot. I don't really care about it showing anymore because, like I said in so many other videos, it's really inevitable for me to have it showing. It's impossible for me to cover all of it, and it would just look silly because I don't really care. I don't wear face makeup anymore, but I do sometimes still do this. Very next thing that I do is contour at the nose. So I'm sure you guys have seen this before, my really nasty Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Cream Kit. I use the shade Fair, the palette Fair, and the shade Mink to contour my nose. My nose contour is something that has not changed since, you know, I was probably like 17 or 16, and it works really well for me. If you have a different nose shape with different things that you want to correct, you're gonna draw these shadows maybe in a different place. So I do recommend kind of playing with the shadows of your face and seeing what suits you the best, but I like it because it gives more of a lifted look. I don't know, I think it does make a difference, but who really knows, right? I'm sure you guys have those things in your makeup that you've been doing for years and you're not really sure why or if it actually does anything for you, but you can't stop. Next thing I'm going in with is it's this powder. I normally put it into this container just so it's like smaller and easier to put in my makeup, but I am using Coty Airspun. I really like that powder, and it's also so cheap. I'm the sort of person that doesn't want to spend money on makeup. The thing I'm gonna do is bake with the same powder. Obviously, not everyone likes to bake, so if you are that person, you can skip this step. But I feel like, personally, it just makes the nose contour like sealed in. Even if your face gets wet, you're sweaty, like it really melts into your skin when you do. You want to make sure it's like not fully covering the parts that you added dark shadow to. You're just gonna bake the sides of the nose too. Under the eye is a good area. Like that. I don't put it all the way up because I think it kind of dries out your under eyes. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a little bit of highlight in my inner corner of my eye. My favorite one to use for this is also really just in bad shape because I've had it for so long. It's the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the shade, oh my god, it's like, I can't even tell what shade it is because it's so but it's the kind of pinky tone one. I'm just gonna do a little tiny bit, nothing too crazy. Also put it under your eyebrow, and I used to, but maybe I will a little bit. Just for old time's sake, you know? The next step is to do a little eyelash curl. I got a lot of comments on my last one saying that like, oh my god, why are you pulling? There's absolutely no pulling when you're curling your lashes, guys. Do not pull on your lashes. What I'm doing as I'm curling upwards are very tiny squeezes and just changing the angle, but I'm never pulling, I'm always letting go and squeezing. You go to the root and squeezing as you go up, but never, ever, ever pulling. It looks like I'm pulling, but that's just because it's holding it. There's no, you know, feeling of actual yanking on my eyelids, and there never should be, guys. Honestly, like, I never know when my eyelashes are curled enough. Next, we're gonna be doing mascara, and I'm gonna be applying the Falsies Lash Lift Not Waterproof Mascara. I am a Maybelline partner, but this is not a sponsored video. I just truly, truly love this mascara, and I use it every day. Very important to remove some of the excess before applying your mascara. I always do this. It really prevents the, you know, crazy clumpiness. Look at how much I took off. It's a lot. I have kind of a tutorial on how to do this, but you're gonna start at the root, brushing the mascara through it once you've coated the root of them all. And then we're gonna brush downwards. I think mascara is inherently clumpy, and I like it that way, to be honest. If you don't like it that way, there's so many ways you can fix it. So you shouldn't be put off by a mascara because of its clumpiness. I do think a lot of the times mascaras can be clumpy just simply because of how we're applying them. Similar to when your mascara is a little bit more dried out, you know, you're like a few months in maybe, and it applies better. That's the same thing. It's just because not a lot of mascara is coming off the wand onto your eyelashes, as probably would be if it was a fresh new wand. I'm gonna do a little bit on the bottom lashes, nothing too crazy, and then the next thing we're gonna do is wipe off this fake finally. I know you've been asking yourself, Abril, how long are we keeping that on? You're crazy. I want to wipe it off already. Well, you can now. You're welcome. Again, being careful to just stay in the areas where we added concealer and not really blending into the contoured parts, especially on the nose. Going with this highlighting powder again, and you're just gonna do this. This little tiny dot. Boop, 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 boop. I'm shaking so much because I'm trying to be really precise on where I put it. And then just right down the middle. And then you're just gonna blend with your finger. Teensy bit. I'm gonna apply some blush. My favorite is the NARS Orgasm Blush. Literally had this one forever too. About to hit pan. I'm not a huge makeup buyer, so we're just gonna go basically again where you applied any concealer kind of under the eye to blend it into the rest of my red ass face. I happen to be very red all the time, I guess because my undertones are pinky, I guess, maybe not. This blush in particular has golden shimmer to it, which I feel like kind of brings back the actual shimmer that my face has when I don't have makeup, you know, like the gleam you have when you don't wear anything. The last thing I normally do, you could put on lipstick, but I'm just gonna go in with my favorite chapstick. This one is the Chapstick Total Hydration in the color Rose Petal. These are really, really nice on the lips. I feel like a lot of chapsticks that have color in them are not that moisturizing, but this one is actually amazing and really wears pretty too. This is the final makeup look. It's my go-to everyday makeup that I like to do just because it's clean and fresh and neutral. Please make sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe down below and let me know what video you'd like to see me do next. My Instagram is Abril L. Rios and my Twitter is Abril Louisa Rios. Bye, love you.